is a random row of zinnias we have along the fence just to spruce the place up. So right now I'm just browsing. What color am I in the mood for? Okay, this one immediately jumped out at me. So what we have to do first is we have to give it the wiggle test, is what I call it. You pinch it somewhere in the middle of the stem and you just give it a little wiggle. And if it's not flopping all over the place, you're good. What I do is I, grab the stem and then follow all the way down it until it meets this V shape. And you don't have to cut it, this crazy long. My vase is pretty short today. So, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it there. I love these so much. They come in like so many different colors. So marigolds are a cool flower. Like first, they smell amazing and they have a really good vase life. I really like these. They smell like honey. And as you can see, the stems aren't super long on these. You can actually cut down low where you get multiple branches. So I'm gonna cut it as low as I can get it, right above a branching set of stems. And luckily these leaves aren't that big, so you could leave them on, but I like to strip them. So the cosmos, the wiggle test doesn't really apply to these because they are kind of just a wiggly flower. And these you can cut really down low and get a bud on these. But see, that's not even gonna show up on my vase. So what I'm gonna do, or it's not gonna show up out of the top of my vase. So I'm gonna cut right above that. That should be long enough. And now that I'm cutting this off, this guy will open up. So this one, this one's got 2 open flowers on it. So you don't have to cut really short like that and only take one. This one I'm gonna take multiple. And I'm gonna cut right where they branch. And then there's 2 buds waiting to open up right there. And we'll leave it at that. I'm gonna do a sunflower. Let's see, this one looks good. Give it a wiggle test. It is not flopping all around. I'll show you one that will probably be a little wiggly. That one's a little wiggly. I'm gonna cut right there. Nice long stem, 8 inches long. This is kind of the filler station. We have all these pretty grasses. This pretty purple one, it grows little cattails. I'm definitely gonna get some of those. This one I'm gonna find the stem that belongs to the cattail. I'm gonna cut pretty low. And then this is dianthus. These smell so good. They're really subtle. That looks like a good little bunch. I'm gonna cut pretty low. There you go. How pretty that is. It's super bright. So there's like 3 different kinds over here to choose from. My favorite is, of course, I don't remember what it's called, but it's beautiful. I like to find one big pretty plume and just go down the stem and cut it pretty close to the main stem, like that. I'm gonna get some of this green amaranth too. I'm gonna cut this guy because it's broken. Sometimes that happens, it just gets too heavy and the stem's a little weak, so. Let's get some pink amaranth over here. I'm gonna get this one I saw earlier. Just too pretty to pass up. I'm gonna cut it right here. It's right above where it would branch. So just like that. That might be a little bit of a short stem, but I'm gonna make it work. There we go. Cute. We have some basil. That makes a really good filler in the bouquets, but specifically this one, I like to put this in my bouquet, the very first thing I put in there. And I cut it kind of short, so I can just plug little flowers in it. It works really well to prop everything up really good. And this doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where you cut it. So I'm gonna take off some of these bottom leaves because they're just gonna sit in the water and get gummy. So let's take off these little guys. That'll be good. And then I don't really remember what kind this is called. This purple basil that's all flowered. But it's really cool. It adds nice height to a bouquet. Let's cut this guy. That's pretty. And this, it doesn't really matter where you cut it either. I mean, if you have a really short stumpy vase, you could just cut that so you have one tall plume of it. But I want to make it tall. So like that. So this is another kind of basil. It's a little bit of a different flower. Let's cut right there. That'll be cool. Here is one of my favorites. This is another one of my favorites. Really good pops of color. It is Gomphrena, as you can see on this sign here. I painted that. Just find the flower head, go down the stem. Sometimes you'll get lucky and they branch and there's multiple flowers on one stem. This one's just a single one. I don't know why, but I tend to gravitate towards the single ones. They're really cute little pops of colors. We're gonna go cut some statice. I'm gonna cut some white. And it doesn't really matter where you cut this. Just get a nice long stem. You don't want it too short. Let's get some scabiosa. We have lots of it. These are really good in cut flower arrangements. There's these really pretty ruby red ones down here. I'll get one of those real quick. Alrighty, there's a good one right there. Let's get a purple one too. There's some purple over here that are easier to get to. They have really spindly little stems. You gotta be gentle. Aren't those pretty? I'm gonna start by using the basil and stuff. It makes a really good base for the whole bouquet. So, but this is the one I cut first, like all green basil, there's no flowers on it. This is what I like to do very first. So I cut it pretty short and it just hugs the rim of the vase. So from here, I'll be able to just pop stuff in without it toppling over. I'm gonna go next to this purple basil. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called cardinal basil. And I just want one long stalk. I might pop those little guys in later. They're pretty short though. I don't know if I'll have room. I'll set them aside for now. So that'll be really pretty, kind of sticking out the side. I love lots of greenery in my bouquets. And then, excuse me, we're gonna go on to this next basil, the long spindly one. Earlier I broke this because I handled it really rough and I'm so sorry, but thank you for your service, basil. Maybe I will use it in pizza later. So we got this, it's nice big V shape. It'll add some good height. Just gonna pop it in right in the middle. That looks good. So the next thing I would add is, I don't think I got this on camera. My phone died in the middle of filming earlier and I didn't get any footage of it, but I cut some celosia. It's pretty cool. It comes in a bunch of different colors. I'll show you a couple different kinds. So there's a purple celosia, and then there's this green one, and this adds super cool height. I left this stem super long on that one. And then what else did we miss? There's some, okay, this one. This is also celosia, but it's called a coxcomb. It looks like the top of a rooster, the little red thing on the rooster. So we'll use those next. They're nice and tall. So I'm gonna go with the green celosia first. I want it in there right next to the holy basil, so it's nice and tall and towering over everything. The celosia, I like to put it on the side because it's one of my favorites. The leaves are gorgeous. Let's put it in the back right here, because I got an idea for something on this side. I'll show you all that next. So that looks good there. What I'm gonna do next is my favorite flower I showed y'all earlier. This is amaranth. So I'm gonna pop that in on the opposite side, the way the celosia is leaning. That might be a tad bit tall. So I'm gonna take that out and trim it real quick. This is a lot of the process, putting stuff in and taking it back out. That'll be better. You can just like set it on the table to kind of measure. So you don't have to put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out. Let's pop in some statice. This is another great little bit of height in our bouquet. So I got lots of white on this side, white and green. So I'm gonna pop in some yellow on this side. I like to do a lot of contrast. I have the white right here. I'm gonna put it on the opposite side where I don't have much white or much of anything really yet. Before we get too full, something that has kind of a fragile stem is the Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth. I'm gonna put this over by the green side where I got lots of lime green. We need some purples and pinks over here. Yes, just like that. Now I have a lime green one. It's the green Love Lies Bleeding. I believe that's what it's called. And I'll put it over here where I was gonna put the pink one a second ago. So that's what we got so far. So next I will start plugging in some zinnias. I think I cut some off camera, but I couldn't help myself. So I got like 4 here. Red, white, the queen lime. Oh, that's my favorite. And a bright, bright purple. I'm gonna start with the white. We don't have much white on this side. Just gonna pop it in, be gentle. This can snap pretty easy if you're not careful. How about red? Let's do red. Over here, I want it a little, no, I'm gonna keep that long. It's gonna cut it short, but I want this to be a tall base, tall bouquet. Just gonna set that in there. Fits right under the white. Let's do this purple next. I'm saving the queen lime for last because that's my favorite, and I want it to be the shining star. We're gonna pop this in. I'm probably gonna end up cutting this one because I think I damaged the stem earlier. No, that's actually perfect. And then for my favorite, the queen lime, we're gonna put it right here. This is kind of the front of the bouquet. There's not really a front, but in my mind, I feel like there is. There we go, I like that, I like that. This is a marigold I'm gonna do next. And I don't want it the same height as all my zinnias, so I'm gonna cut it a little short. Maybe a little short. I like these to hug the rim. I'm gonna put it right next to my amaranth. That looks pretty cool. All right, so it's right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. The coxcomb, the rooster comb. And let's see, I like to just set it on the table and kind of bounce the vase around, bounce the flower around. There's red right there. I think that'd actually be a good spot for it. And slide it in. It's gonna hang up the side like that. One of my favorite flowers is scabiosa. I got a lot of it. So look how pretty these are. I think that's all the ones I got. Look at those. I love those ruby reds, so I'll be using those first. They're nice and long, so we're getting a little short on our vase here. Everything's kind of hugging the rim a little bit too much. And I just kind of pop these in without thinking about it too much. It's gonna look good there. Where would ruby red look good? Let's put it right here on top of the marigold. Right next to that yellow, it'll look really bold. Lots of contrast. Let's see, which one's my longest? Definitely this guy. I'm gonna use him next. Pop it right in the middle. Let's do another dark one right above our marigold. These stems are pretty strong. They just slide right through. It's awesome. So this is some dianthus. Y'all saw me cut this earlier. Cute little pop of pink. Nice long stem. Right there. Immediately want it next to my queen lime. Let's see, what next? How about gomphrena next? I'm gonna do this pink one. This long pink one right smack dab in the middle so it hovers above everything. That's my favorite thing to do with these, is have them tower over everything. Right next to the ceilings. How about right here actually? That looks nice. There we go. What else do I got? Oh, I got our sunflower. Hopefully there's room for it. It's a pretty little sunflower. I'm definitely putting too many flowers in here. Okay, go. I wanted to show you all a little bit of everything though. I cut a little bit of cosmos earlier. They can be a little droopy, but that's just how they are. So I'm gonna put it behind something. I'm gonna put it next to the queen lime because we got a lot of cool colors going on right around it. A lot of these ruby reds and purples. And it'll kind of sit on the zinnia. Oh, a little lightning bug just landed in my bouquet. Bye. He gone. I'm gonna do this behind my sunflower. Just enough room for it. I think that looks good. Little cattail, and I got one more nice big one. I'm gonna take the leaf, the blade of grass off of it though. Let's see if I put that right in the middle. Should kind of tower over and look real cool. I love making these. We're done. I hope you had fun. This was fun to make. It was fun to show you how to do this. All right, well, we'll see y'all next time. There will be many more of these in the future. Bye.